Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and today we're back with another World Circuit race. We are going back to Europe and Deep Forest Raceway for the VGT race, which is one I'm really looking forward to. Before we do that, I'm going to dive into the options and make sure that we are on the hard race difficulty that we are using for all of these races right now. We've got that set, so we'll head back to the Deep Forest Raceway, and the last of the races that we need to do is the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy. The car I'm using is the McLaren. We're going to have a real battle with the Porsche at the end, so that is a car to watch out for. I'll talk about that a little later. With regards to the tuning, the only thing I've really changed in here is the output adjustment to 70 and the power restrictor to 70, just to bring the performance points below that 850 that we need for this particular race. Otherwise, this car is pretty much standard. Going for the medium tyres in this particular instance. So this is the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy, Deep Forest Raceway in reverse over 7 laps. So we don't need to worry about tyres and fuel for this one. We can just absolutely go for it. I've got the traction control on 1 just for a little bit of stability. Otherwise, we've just really got to go for it. And initially, you just want to be getting past these initial cars as quickly as you can. This is a very, very, very fast car around this track. So calling out all of the braking points and turning points I'm going to do throughout this video rather than just over 1 lap, because it all happens really, really quickly. But this McLaren is really, really nicely planted around here. You're going to need to get through these cars initially very quickly, or as quickly as you can, because you will have a battle with the Porsche VGT at the end of this race. The last couple of laps, it is stonkingly quick, very much quicker than the McLaren down the straights. But as you'll see, there is a trick to getting past it, and I will cover that a little bit later. If you can get the Porsche and you can handle the power of that particular car, then I would say go for it. But if you're a bit like me, more of an average driver, and you want something a little bit more stable, a little bit easier to drive, then I think the McLaren is the perfect choice. So we're coming around the final corner to start a new lap. You want to try and stay off to the left-hand side here, because the corner coming up for us is pretty much flat. I've got a gaggle of cars to overtake there, and I want to get those done before the corner. I couldn't get across to the left, so it's compromised me a little bit. You're looking for the bollard on the right there, and then 2 bollards on the left there. As soon as you see the 2 bollards on the left, bury the brake pedal down into 2nd gear. Maybe not take quite as much of that curb. It does unsettle the McLaren, which can very often put you wide on the exit of that corner. So maybe just giving that curb a little bit of respect is good. Flat all the way through here. We go through tunnel number 1, and then when we come out of this tunnel, you want to bury the brake pedal at the beginning of the curbs there, down into 2nd gear. And then very often I found that 3rd gear through here was best. Leave it in 3rd all the way through here, picking up all of these curbs. I had a slight dab of 4th through there, but back into 3rd now. Stay out on the right hand side, sweep across to pick up this apex. Then you can take loads of that curb. Again, finding this apex with loads of the curb, again with that one, and then as you go down the hill, you're looking for the first yellow part of the alcove on the left hand side, getting it down into 3rd gear to get on the back of the 3rd place runner at the end of lap 2. So we've made some great headway through the field, but now we've got some fast cars. Be careful with that car. That caught me out big time. I am narrating this afterwards, so I knew that that was coming. The AI cars do tend to brake on that curve, and I have no clue why, because I go through there completely flat. So it's a great overtaking position if you are up against these faster cars, but just bear in mind, you've got to make a decision: am I going to overtake or am I going to slipstream? I decided to slipstream, got completely caught out by the brake system on that particular car. So we're up into 3rd gear, 3rd place now, chasing down 2nd, which is the Jaguar VGT, and then that stonkingly quick Porsche, which is being driven by Blazing who at the moment are quite a fair way down the track. They're 6 seconds away, but as you can see through this twisty section, we can make some good progress on them. We're down below 5 seconds now, nearly 4.5 as we enter the last curve here, the last corner. We can get on the back of the Jaguar, see if we can pick up a slipstream. Alas, he's going away from us pretty quickly. So we're just going to do our own thing, get it up through the gears as quickly as possible, stay over to the left. As soon as you see the 50-meter board, just bring it across the track. Then we're looking for the little bollard on the right, the 2 on the left, hit the brakes as soon as you see those, and then dive down the inside of the Jaguar. Gone a little bit wide through there, which lets the Jaguar back through, but I'm going to pick up the slipstream on that Jaguar and see if he'll pull me through this tunnel. Again, so we go through tunnel 1 and then go through tunnel 2. As you exit that, you're going to be looking for the curb on the left-hand side. Bury the brake pedal as soon as you hit that, down into 2nd gear. Look for the apex, let it run out to the left. Trying to pick up a slipstream on the Jaguar, although we are closing on him very quickly. Again, 3rd gear chosen through here. Managed to get up the inside across the Astro there. Online, you're going to get a track warning penalty for that, but you won't in this particular race. That's put us on the back of the Porsche right now. The Porsche goes a little bit wayward there, which gives us the opportunity to charge up the inside, and you're thinking, great, race done. Braking at the beginning of that uncove or the barrier on the left-hand side, and you think, great, I'm now 2 seconds ahead of the Porsche behind. Let's just bring this to the end of the race for a nice win. Alas, look at that time dropping with that Porsche catching up with us. Just hold your line and let him overtake you. It's probably going to happen on that back straight after the hairpin here. So down into 2nd, get it turned in. Again, I've gone a little bit deep. Even if you get that corner perfect, that Porsche is still going to come herring past you at a great rate of knots. You can try blocking tactics. I did try that, but it really doesn't work. You might as well just hold your line, keep your speed as much as possible, pick up whatever slipstream you can, and then close up behind the Porsche through this twisty section. And this is where we are going to win the race, in this particular section. So I'm using 2nd gear a little bit through here because I didn't want to run into the Porsche. Even though the clean race bonus has gone, I'm using 2nd to slow the car down for the corners and get by the Porsche. But you can see how loose the back end is in 2nd gear, and if you compare that to how I was running earlier on in the race using 3rd gear, 3rd is so much more planted around these corners. So I would say try and use 3rd rather than 2nd. And remember, with the VGT cars, they're quite happy to run at lower revs, so that's in your favour. So again, we're staying out to the left-hand side here. As soon as you see the 50-meter board, start to move across to the right, pick up that bollard, looking for those 2 bollards, hit the brakes, get this slowed down, into 2nd, and then we're on for the straight. Now, one of the things I will point out is I have calibrated my brakes so many times recently using my G29, but still, even though I am absolutely standing on the brake pedal and the whole of the pedal board is flexing, I do note that the brake meter is still not hitting 100%, but I am braking as hard as I possibly can for these corners, and then doing a little bit of trail braking as we go through the apex. So give your braking as much as you can, and you may well find that you can brake a little bit later than me if your setup is a little bit better, maybe if you've got a Fanatec or a Logitech Pro. Dearly would love one of those setups with the load brake cell pedal, or load cell brake pedal, whatever it's called, but this G29 is still a great steering wheel and enabling me to win these races quite comfortably. Well, I say quite comfortably because this Porsche is going to come back at us again. We're currently 3 seconds ahead of the Porsche at this stage when we enter the fast lap, so I'm going to give it everything through here. Just try and keep that Porsche behind us right now, even using a little bit of the grass there, getting it straight as you hit those 2 bollards so we can get the braking done. I still went a little bit deep on that curb, which unsettled the car. Still didn't learn my lesson. And just one eye on the mirror. Here he comes. I'm just going to let him go by this time. Move over to try and pick up a little bit of slipstream. Through tunnel 1, through tunnel 2. Just come back to the left, looking for the braking zone. Bang on the brakes. Down into second for rotation. Use that curb a little bit. Could have used more. Then up into third gear. Looking for the overtake now. Remember, this is the final lap. This is where we need to do it. We don't want to crash out. We want a clean overtake. There is our opportunity. Just where even went down into first gear to get that slowed down because we threw it up the inside of the Porsche. Second gear through here. Remember, I prefer third, but panic stations now. Can we stay ahead? And just thinking about the checkered flag. Down at the second gear for this corner, we're 2.3 seconds ahead, and at this point we know that the win is in the bag. A nice easy win in the McLaren VGT for this race. I say a nice easy win. There was a nice battle at the end which I thoroughly enjoyed. Really needed to think about that one all the way through, but we did win by almost 2 seconds to the Porsche. So that is my recipe for getting gold at the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy at the Deep Forest Raceway. A lovely race, really enjoyed that. Not an easy one, but an easy one at the end. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it useful as well, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. And if you're new around here, please consider subscribing for more like this coming very soon. And if you are a current subscriber, thank you ever so much for continuing to support my channel. It's greatly appreciated. We did 500 subscribers recently, which is absolutely fantastic. Now my next goal is 750 and then that magic 1,000. So thank you ever so much to everybody that is supporting this channel. I'm going to continue with the daily races for the moment. I have got quite a bit of my live streaming equipment now. So I'm hoping to be live streaming and getting back into the dailies very soon. If you want to see those videos, remember to subscribe, hit the bell button. And for now, I'm going to leave you and I will see you on another video coming very soon. For now, take care. Bye-bye.